Hello guys, and today I'm gonna be doing the next season preview, and it's all Central to start. The first division is the Central. The first the first division is the Central. The first division is the Central. So my second Central team I'm doing after Winnipeg is the Nashville Predators, and today we'll be talking about how I think the Nashville Predators will be doing this season, and I think and I think they're gonna do pretty well, even though every year they usually disappoint in the playoffs. In the playoffs, they usually disappoint all the time, and I don't hate Nashville. I think they could you know use a couple pieces, but they added you know they added a couple of pieces this off season. They traded out Subban. Uh, they got a couple minor pieces back, but it's not it's not really gonna make them, because he can, but he's usually, and again, the team is usually an all around team. They don't really have a guy that puts up like the 80 points and stuff. And Forsberg, when they went to the finals, they had Forsberg like putting up 64 points. That was their leading goal scorer, and their team that went to the finals, that was amazing. But amazing. I don't I don't know how many guys even put up 60 points when they won the President Trophy the next year, but so many of their defensemen can put up, pretty much all of their defensemen can put up 40 points easily, and yet some will not put up as much because they don't get the ice time. And Matthias Ekholm is a guy that if he was on a bad team, if he's on a garbage defense, he's their top defenseman by miles, and it's not even close. He's that good of a defenseman, just like because Ekholm and Ellis are fantastic top four guys, and yet I can see them both being top two guys on different teams. And now, obviously, with the subtraction of Subban, one of them is going to be able to really show they can be one of the best defensemen in the world. And Ekholm showed that. Ekholm showed that in 18-19, that he's almost as good as Yossi, because he put up a lot of points but plays solid defensively. Just now, my favorite player on the Predators is Ellis, because his all-around game's great, and I just love him on the power play. Ekholm is better though right now. Ekholm's their second best defenseman. Yossi is still underrated, because he could easily win it. Like, if he's in my Norris voting, he's probably in the top 3 every year, because his all-around game, he's ridiculous. He's ridiculous. He moves the puck around the ice so well and gets back before anybody else, because he's insane. He is insane defensively, and in my opinion, I don't know how this team doesn't make the playoffs. It's a damn good division. It's a damn good division. It is a damn good division, but for them to miss the playoffs, that's gonna take the Central to be insane. That's gonna take the Central to be insane, and it's gonna take the Preds to be really bad in the regular season and somehow miss they can miss the playoffs with 93. Even if they get 93, they can miss the playoffs. But I just don't see how they can miss the playoffs when they're still arguably arguably one of the best rosters in the league. I argue they still might have the best blue line in the NHL, but with the subtraction of Subban, you could argue there's other teams with better blue lines, but really is there? You could argue, well, now with no Subban, you could argue, yeah, well, Nashville probably has the best blue line now. I mean, San Jose probably has the best blue line without Subban. You can make the argument. I could agree with that. I still think they might be the best, but there's tons of great blue lines out there, and you know they traded out Subban, but now in return they got a damn good forward for 7 years. They got a damn good forward for 7 years, and Matt Duchene is gonna help them a lot. Matt Duchene is he's a prime scorer. If he can get them 30 goals and 80, if he can hit 80 points, that's a win for Nashville, because they don't have guys that usually put up those points. So if he can put up those 80 points, that's a great trade. And if Turris can like I expect him to be traded, but if he can find his game also, Nashville's gonna be very scary, because I thought them getting Turris was gonna be great. It's like yeah, they got the center depth. Nope, he's been awful. So their because a common meme is, their center depth is just gonna die there all the time. It's the birth of centerman dying. If Duchene dies, I kind of believe that. I don't know. I don't believe it if Duchene does well, but if he does bad there and only puts up 50 points, centermen just die there. Honestly, they do not like Ryan Johansson's a good center, but he's not a number one center. I'll tell you that. And he's their top center. They honestly, one of Nashville's problems still is they don't have that true, changing centerman. And the other thing is Johansson's massively overpaid. I could argue Johansson could deserve $7 million, but honestly, I wouldn't even. I would pay him like 6.8. I don't think he's not a number one center. First of all, Johansson is a second line center. At best, he plays a first line center if the top is injured. And yet, there are a couple teams where their second line center would be much better than Ryan Johansson. So, in my opinion, one of their top problems in Nashville is they still don't have that guy. Getting Duchene, and again, if they're gonna make him be the top center, I'm not gonna buy it, because again, remember me saying, when Duchene's the top guy, he doesn't play very well. But when he's not relied on to be, now he was kind of relied on to be the top guy in Ottawa. He did well, but when he's on a team like when he plays for Canada, when Duchene's a Canadian, he's always like the second or third guy that can score, and he's always the secondary player, and sometimes he's one of their best forwards, but in the NA, it's just not the same. It was a disaster in Colorado. It was a disaster kind of in Ottawa, even though he performed well there and had a career year in Ottawa. He ended the career year, obviously, in Columbus. He ended the career year in Ottawa, scoring 70 points and scoring tons of goals, you could argue, in the playoffs. Duchene, I think he's ready for this test, though. I think he's ready for this test. It's not easy. You're going on a team that's ready to make a run at the cup. Maybe maybe for the last time in a long time, potentially. Like you could argue Winnipeg was the last time, 2019. I still think they have one more shot in 2020. I do think Nashville has another shot in 2021. I think by 2022, their time is going to be done. By 2022, I think it's done by 2022. But yeah, by 2022 it's just by 2022 it's not good. But I think if they don't they didn't even get by Dallas in 20 honestly, and by 2022 Nashville had a big problem on the power play. Nashville had a big problem on the power play in the 2019 playoffs, and it kind of killed the playoffs for them. And they still won 2 games, and I'm not gonna say Rene was great, but again, he's an aging goaltender. Is he elite? I would say no. I wouldn't say he's an elite goalie anymore because he doesn't perform consistently in the playoffs. But has he won a Vezina? Yes, 2018 when he's the best goalie in the league in the regular season. I wouldn't doubt it. He deserved it 100%. But is he aging? Yes. Is he aging? Aging? Yes. Is he going to be the starter? Saros might take his position because he looks really good when he's in goal and doesn't really miss a beat. He doesn't. I think Saros has a shot to be the starter, and if he does become a great goalie, their future in goal looks good for the next 5 years with Saros. But they still have Rene to rely on, and I honestly am predicting Nashville to win the Central Division because of that team they have on paper with adding Matt Duchene. I think Matt Duchene, honestly, I honestly think it makes them better. So they win the Central, but not the President's Trophy, because I have a few teams that are gonna have better records than Nashville, but they will have a top 5 record in the NHL because they're gonna be great and probably over 100 points, maybe hitting the 50-win mark. Great regular season. Playoffs, they might do well in the playoffs. I have no clue what could happen in the playoffs. They never perform in the playoffs. If Duchene isn't the answer and trading Turris isn't the answer, I don't know if this team's ever going to win. I love it when teams, finally win. It's just a great feeling. Nashville never gets it done. This is maybe their final chance in 2020. And yep. So thanks for watching this video on the Nashville Predators season preview, and I'll talk to you all later.